Good day, folks. Jonathan Milam here with two very nice 72 bell styled horns. Bach Strad 72 lightweight 25O lead pipe. And I've got a lovely CarolBrass here that also has the 72 style bell. We'll start off right now by playing a song, Blessed Assurance, and key of F for us trumpeters, concert E flat. I'll just start with the chorus for this. Great trumpet from the early 70s probably. It is, as I mentioned earlier, it is a Bach Stradivarius 72 style bell. And this bell is interesting, very interesting. I used to enjoy following on Trumpet Herald a commercial trumpeter out of New York by the name of Mike McGovern. Very made up in his mind. I don't think anybody on Trumpet Herald ever swayed him. And Mike passed away probably about 2.5 years ago or so. But tremendous comments, world-class trumpeter, the jazz lead for Buddy Rich when Buddy was at his peak, and then a tremendous commercial artist in the New York area. At any rate, Mike was addressing the 72 lightweight Strad, and he had two horns that he played in the latter part of his career primarily. One was a Claude Gordon Benge, and the other was the 72 lightweight Stradivarius. And I remember one post which I read just a few days ago to refresh my memory, and in it he said, I like playing the Claude Gordon Benge more, but the best I ever sounded was with the Strad 72 lightweight bell. And so it is, it's considered a bit more of a challenging bell to play. And honestly, I've got here an Olds Special, and when I compare them, I don't see a vast amount of difference in the bell size, but the 72 in its standard configuration with its standard weight is considered excellent for symphonies. When you get the lightweight, it's considered an iconic, classic jazz and lead horn because, as you noticed when I played, it has a very carrying timbre. Now, I've always felt that the lightweight bells created more sparkling overtones. A really powerful trumpeter could probably carry it into the piercing range, and that is a concern. However, this was with a Reeves 25 shallow V mouthpiece that I was playing with, of all things, and we've got it here. Get this, when I got this mouthpiece, I got such a kick out of it. I buy all my stuff used. It's a 42 SV, so it's a 42 size, shallow V, 69 style backbore, 5 width for the size, and then it's a modified by Reeves 25 throat. Usually, I believe their shallow V's are 28. So this throat was opened by Bob Reeves. I can't play on a 28 throat. I used to could, but I just can't seem to handle it anymore. At any rate, definitely a lead mouthpiece opened up to give a little more ease and carry a little more air. With this horn, it really puts out a ton of impact. The 72 bell is not one that I would urge for a youth that does not have fully developed youngs. You could be a novice and play it if you're an adult novice, and you could probably grow into it easily. The 25 lead pipe with most Strads is considered a little tight if you put a lot of air into the horn. This is the 25 open variety. Now, I'm going to play just a stanza just a couple of measures of that same thing again, and then I'm going to play it with the CarolBrass, which has a 72 style bell. It was styled after the 72 Strad bell. The difference is this CarolBrass horn is a medium weight bell, standard weight, where the Strad is a thinner metal. So more overtones, a little more carrying tone. I don't want to say piercing, but certainly bright, although the bright and dark does irritate some people. But I'll start off again with the Bach Strad, and then very quickly I'll switch to the CarolBrass 5000 large bell. So it's the 5000L-YLS. Okay, so anyway, let me give you the sound of this Strad again, and then we'll switch right away to the other 72 style bell we have. Okay, now when we go to the CarolBrass horn, I think you'll notice just a slightly heavier timbre to the tone, a little bit darker, but similar. I needed to pull my slide out so the intonation will be fractionally different. That's the CarolBrass tremendous trumpet. Now, what else can we do to tell how the horns react? I did have a principal symphony trumpet from one of the nicely sized cities in the U.S., very large city, that was interested in purchasing this Bach Strad. I sell most all of the horns that I do YouTube vids on. I play them a while until I feel like I know what they're like and can do a YouTube vid that will be somewhat informative, I hope. And then I don't have all the money in the world. I can't buy every horn I want and keep it, but I do sell it. Anyway, a principal symphony member, after I did the last vid on the 72 lightweight Strad, had contacted me, and he said, how is the horn for nimbleness? And I said, well, you'll have to ask a real trumpeter. I talk better than I play, obviously. But in the interest of that, I did want to illustrate, I can do a little double tonguing, but you know, that's, I don't know if that's exactly what we want. But I'm going to do the chromatic scale, our C chromatic scale, just fiddle around with it starting at the top and going down to show you the lightweight bell is a little quicker response than the standard weight bell, in my opinion. Now, if you wanted to hear double tonguing to check out the nimbleness, when the roll is called up yonder, as Phil Driscoll did it years ago, well, this is the way that he played it, not the quality. Now, the chromatic again, to compare with the CarolBrass. Now, the CarolBrass is an almost new horn. the valves are just not as quick as the Strad. It isn't broken in yet. But even if it was, I think the standard slightly heavier weight bell is just not quite as quick responding as the lightweight body of the Strad. So this is the CarolBrass 5000. It's just not quite as distinct to my ear. However, these valves, buttery smooth and a fantastic feel, are not quite as fast as the Strad, which is 45, 46 years old. Now, we'll do a little double tonguing with it. And this is still with the Reeves shallow V mouthpiece, 25 throat. Not a bad response, and I think still a little fuller tone, slightly lacking in the overtones of the lightweight bell. Okay. Now, for those of you that are classically oriented, I have here a 7C. I'm sure that if a principal trumpet player purchased this and was playing in an orchestra, he would not be using a Reeves shallow V mouthpiece. Something tells me that that would not be the case. This is the Bach 7C, slightly smaller diameter than the 3C, which is certainly more popular, but with a little deeper cup as well. We'll try Amazing Grace, key of F for us trumpeters, concert E flat. And we'll play that same 7C with the CarolBrass 5000. This is the large bell. Now, in that medium range, I don't notice quite the difference that the upper range seems to detect with the thinner bell and the standard. So you're still getting the big sound of the 72 bell, and certainly a dark sound compared to maybe a 37 style bell. But with a lighter weight bell in the upper range, the difference is certainly noted. Okay, the only other thing I was going to do, if you went to an extreme, and I'm trying to do relatively legit here, this is a straight 7 Bach mouthpiece. So it's considerably deeper than the 7C. I'd try a trumpet flugel, but again, that might work for pops, but for standard symphony, if you're going to try and use the lightweight bell, which is really the premium emphasis of this very rare horn. We'll give you an idea. CarolBrass with the straight 7, very deep cupped, slightly larger throat and back bore mouthpiece. We'll take that same Amazing Grace, but we'll take it up a fourth, our B flat. Stradivarius lightweight 72 bell. And this is still the Bach 7, no letter, just the 7 mouthpiece. Two great horns. Again, that's the Bach Stradivarius 72 lightweight and the CarolBrass 5000L-YLS. Yellow brass, standard metal, and the lacquer trim. Okay, hope you've enjoyed this. The 72 bell, very iconic, rather considered dark, a little large, some say hard to handle. I will say this, that lightweight model, and this Strad, I believe, was the lightweight body as well as the lightweight bell, really a delight. I think you really notice the sizzle above the staff, frankly, starting about an E or F at the top of the staff and up from there. Just a wonderful trumpet. Hope you've enjoyed it. I do have several of the vids that I'd like to handle next. One of them is, quite frankly, just one of the finest trumpets that I have played in a long time. Let me give you a listen to this and see what you think. It'll be coming up in more vids in greater detail. And if you're talking response on nimbleness, just listen to this horn handle a chromatic scale. I could count 12. Just kidding. But at any rate, this is an old special. Picked it up recently in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and I will tell you, I am massively impressed with this trumpet. Sometimes lightning strikes, and it's the closest I've had in a while. I've also got a 1937 New York Symphony Special, great vintage horn, put out by Kahn that I need to do a review on. I've got several trumpet flugel mouthpieces at the minute that I also want to review. If you have any questions, things that you'd like to see, we'll certainly do anything that we can. As always, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have questions, shoot them along. And as always, be sure and have a great day.